of journey things. And she's here to share with you a little bit about her animal chiropractic story. So I'm going to turn the stage over to Dr. Potts. Thank you.
All right. And everyone can see me and hear me?
You're good.
Okay, perfect. Great. So yes, I'm Whitney Potts and I'm a veterinarian, and I am about 7 or 8 years out of vet school. And my story might be like some of yours, or but either way, it took me a while to become an animal chiropractor. When I was in vet school, I learned nothing about chiropractic modalities until my 4th year. They had someone come in that talked about manual manipulation for like half an hour. And I just happened to be in the equine barn at that time. And I was really intrigued, but there wasn't a lot of follow-up information on it. They were from another university. And then my 4th year in vet school, I visited a clinic in Texas during an externship that a graduate of A.C.E.S was doing chiropractic on horses. And man, I thought it was cool. And I got the information from her, and I called Dr. O right away. And this was, well, I didn't call him right away. I think I waited until I graduated because I was working at my first job. And I called him to get the information. And he was full of a ton of knowledge and, was confident that I could pay for it after the first lab. And it's only 3 labs, and told me a lot of other stuff. But what I think really held me back were 2 things. One was that I really did not have a good understanding of chiropractic and how much it helped animals, and that I could charge appropriately. So there was just a huge gap there. And then the second thing is, to be completely truthful, I didn't really know if I believed in animal chiropractic itself. I had injuries during high school that I knew I went to a chiropractor, and it felt so much better, and it was amazing. And I had another time where I'd gone to the chiropractor for a condition in my lower back, and I wasn't as certain that I benefited from that. And so I really just didn't know about chiropractic at all, and I learned that as I teach people in my practice, most people don't, even if you might go to a chiropractor and see some benefit. So the cost really, and then just that gap of not seeing it in animals used more. So I wasn't sure. So I put it off. I started having kids. I have 3 kids, and life was busy. I actually taught at a university one year. I didn't do general practice, and I was teaching. And then COVID happened. So my husband and I bought this practice in Montana. We've owned it a little over 2 years now. I came in as more of managing and working some, but part-time. And we had an associate, and then we lost that associate. He was who we bought from. He stayed on with us for a year. Then we were alone a year, and thankfully we have another associate now. But I was having a hard time keeping up, seeing patients and patient care, and then going home. And I thought, and my husband does mostly equine stuff, lameness and surgeries and sports medicine. And I thought, I should do the chiropractic now. And I didn't even know if I believed in it then. I just knew that I thought it would bring a different clientele to our practice, and it would offer me something unique and something that I could do to sort of fulfill my want to still see patients and stuff. So that's when I finally called, and I finally started it. And it was true. Right after my first lab, I was adjusting animals. And after I took it, I had this confidence that I could offer a unique service that was of huge benefit. that was without any drugs, that I could do with really nothing except my chiropractic bail. And so that was really exciting. And then for our practice, it did bring in clientele specifically for that. And then they learned, you know, we offer more. And so it was really good for our practice. And it also, I mean, it helped me look at lameness as different. It helped me look at geriatric dogs and trauma different. And then it's one of the funnest things is that the dynamic that's grown between myself and the other associates, including my husband, who weren't big believers in chiropractic either, now utilizing me and creating a new dynamic. So it's been great for me personally, and it's been great for our business. And it's been so much fun to watch it grow. If I were to have taken a course like you're taking now, hopefully, I mean, I think I would have been able to have the confidence of taking the course sooner and not putting it off so long. And it's, you know, interesting to think where it could have taken me where I was at, and having that service, and talking to my owner or my boss at that time about, you know, what a benefit it would be, and having that confidence of it's going to pay for itself, and we're going to have a new clientele, and you don't have to increase overhead, and it's going to build your confidence as a practitioner. I mean, as a veterinarian, or, you know, I'm sure a lot of this is applicable to, you know, the human chiropractors out there looking at this as well. And I live in a state that you don't have to be a veterinarian. You don't have to be a human chiropractor. You don't have to be certified to be an equine chiropractor, animal chiropractor. You could go to a weekend course, and there are a few of them around here. But I don't see it as competition. You know, if you go as a professional animal chiropractor with the knowledge we do, it's easy to see the difference. And yeah, I was a little worried about that initially. So if I've been able to take your course, hopefully I would have that confidence. And what I would tell you is that I think that it is worth it. I think that it's an investment, but that you get the benefits of it real early on. And they help you walk through, you know, all the steps of it. So it's been great. And I think that's all I had to.
It's super valuable. And it's always good to hear from our graduates, to hear a little update on how things are going in their animal chiropractic practice, part of their practice. One of the things that we have learned, and this is kind of just for Dr. Potts, but for the rest of you to think about too, is that if you are doing an animal chiropractic practice within your routine practice, your veterinary practice or your chiropractic practice, set it up as its own separate LLC. And the reason for that is when it comes time to sell that practice, you want to be able to sell them as separate entities. Many doctors want to sell their routine practice, but they want to keep animal chiropractic on as part of their income, part of their livelihood, because it's so flexible and makes a great segue into retirement. Yeah. And because of that, we have talked with our accountants and estate planners, and they have said, set it up as a separate LLC, treat it as a separate business, because that will help you to then grow it and scale it on its own, separate from that other practice. Thank you so much, Dr. Potts. That was awesome to hear.